Welcome to Mike's Munchie Time. Today, we are gonna be, why do I keep doing this? Today, we will be cooking up some really good ramen. One goal we have today is to make the most delicious ramen you've ever eaten in under 15 minutes. I just guessed, I don't know if it's 15. The things you will need are ramen, mushrooms, some type of meat. I like this one. Some green onions, some pepper, and some water. Step number one is to hit a thumbs up for this cool after school program Head Roy shirt. This one's from the 90s, before a lot of us were born. Step two, make sure you have an adult supervision with you, because we will be using some very sharp objects and a stove. Make sure you wash your hands really good for more than 30 seconds, or sing the happy birthday song 2 times. With soap and water, get everything out of there. Cool. After you have done those 2 things, we want to boil the water. Okay, so while the water is boiling, what we want to do is we want to wash our veggies. Make sure we clean them properly. Take your green onions or whatever veggies you have and give them a good rinse. After you've washed your green onions, if you have any mushrooms and you like them, which I do, what you want to do is after you've washed your green onions, you want to do the same thing with the mushroom. It is time to cook the meats. And let it preheat for 3 to 5 minutes, just so the pan can get hot. While your pan is preheating, remember, adult supervision, make some incisions, just barely scratching the surface if you're using sausage, so that it cooks inside the sausage. After your pan has time to preheat, you just want to add a little bit of oil to the hot pan. Just a splash. And now it's time to add the sausages. And let that cook for about 3 to 5 minutes. After about a minute and a half, we can see it's nice and crispy. Turn the pan a little bit lower so that it cooks inside. And remember, we're gonna add this to the soup, so it's gonna cook in the soup as well. Not too bad. And now that it looks nice and charred, what we want to do is bring it over here and put it on a paper towel so it soaks up the oil. We're going to cut these up in a bit. Next, we want to chop up the mushrooms. See this right here? We're going to cut these off on all of them. Just like that. On all of them. After you've taken the stem off the mushroom, what we want to do is chop them up. So we're just gonna slices maybe that big. Go for all of them. Now that your water has been boiling for a couple minutes, it's time to add the ramen. 1, 2. What you want to do is you want to break it all up, and it's going to separate once it gets hot. Next, you want to add the veggies. Let those cook. Depending on how much you like, you can add to whatever you're liking, but I love mushrooms, so I'm going to add a lot. Give these a good stir. And now what you want to do is you want to let this cook for about 5 minutes, or until the noodles are really soft. While your ramen is cooking, you want to add these packets in. is chicken flavor. As you can see, the noodles are really soft. So we're gonna turn the heat down to a low and let the veggies cook for a little bit. And while that's cooking, we're gonna cut up the meat. Grab the sausage that you had lying around and make cuts to where the previously had it before. And we add the meats. What we want to do is give it a quick stir. Does this even look good? And now that everything's cooked, we want to drain the water. All right, now that all the water is drained, we want to add a little bit of pepper. Give it a quick stir. And now we serve. And now that you've plated it, all you gotta do is add a little bit of green onions. And the last thing I like to use, you don't have to use it, but what I like is, voila, hot sauce. Just a little dab, a little hot sauce. Never hurt anybody. And voila, the best homemade ramen in under 15 minutes. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and we'll be back soon.